And joining us now, the mayor of Greenville, Mississippi, the Honorable Errick Simmons. Mayor, good morning. Thanks for joining Middays.
Good morning. How you doing, my friend Gerard? How are you?
Doing great, sir. So, your very generous offer here to Coach Primetime Deion Sanders, Jackson State University Tigers, to provide food and accommodations for the football team has made a lot of news in the last 24 hours. We wanted to have you on and see where that came from and also find out what has the coach said. What kind of response have you received?
Yeah, we've reached out, of course, to the athletic director, Ashley Robertson, and the team to let them know, one, that we're here to offer housing and food for those players. Of course, Gerard, you know football. We love football.
Sure.
And these guys really should be thinking about no water, no food to eat because of no water, given the discomfort that Jackson's having with the water crisis. They really should be gearing up and preparing for the game on Saturday. And so our motivation in this is what we did for the city of Vicksburg in 2017, what we did for Hurricane Ida relief victims and Hurricane Katrina victims. Greenville, that's who we are. Of course, you know, our good friend Steve Azar talks about one Mississippi, which is our new state song. So we're going to be strong as a state. We got to help our brothers and sisters in our cities and towns when they're in need. A friend in need is a friend indeed. And of course, what we're trying to do is just say we're offering. We've already begun at our fire departments collecting water. We contact our businesses, our big box stores. This water is being collected right now and being dropped off our fire departments. We're going to hopefully try to make a drop to Jackson, to the mayor. I spoke with the mayor yesterday and council person as well in Jackson to drop some water off to the residents there on tomorrow. We're collecting from today up until September 15th. So we want every week to be able to drop an 18-wheeler load of water to Jackson. But as it relates to the football team, we hadn't got a response in the affirmative yet. But we know after the team leaves Miami, when they come back on Monday, they got a week of practice again. So that olive branch and that door of food and housing is open for the team at Jackson State University. You know, the Bible commands us to love thy neighbor as thyself. And so, you know, if you got a brother or sister, particularly in this situation, a group of brothers and sisters and residents in Jackson that are hurting, it's incumbent on us to make sure that we bless them and do something to show our care and our love and support for them.
Mayor, you're actually a graduate of Jackson State, are you not?
That's right. Graduated from Jackson State. And look, my son, Lee Errick, is a wide receiver for Jackson State, playing for Coach Prime and the JSU football team as well.
Yeah. Where is the game this week? Is it Memorial Stadium or are they on the road?
They're on the road. They're playing the Orange Bowl Classic in Miami. They're playing FAMU.
Okay.
The center team is going to be Thursday. But, you know, given that discomfort and listen to Coach Prime and his statement that he talked about on yesterday, you know, these guys, you know, are going to leave on Thursday. And we hope they can, you know, take a shot or hope they can get some food and get some things and some necessities done before they go and play the big game. But we can't just think about today or tomorrow. We got to think about next week and the weeks after. Don't know how long this crisis will last. We know that the governor did send a letter to the president. The president has declared a state of emergency. We know the mayor did a local emergency declaration as well. And so given all three of those declarations and state of emergencies, we wanted to get into active gear, if you will, in football language, and put our helmets on, put our shoes on, and start running to support our folks in Jackson.
Well, it's an incredibly generous gesture for sure, Mayor. What any feedback from your constituents, your residents of the city of Greenville? What did they think about your generous offer?
Well, you know, it has been all positive. We got a slew of calls, and I had a call with some good friends that we know in the hotel business, and biggest hotel owners in the Delta, really. And so we have several properties in Greenville, of course. we couldn't open the door for the whole entire city of Jackson. But with the amount of availability of rooms that we have,
Right.
we could offer a football team. And so speaking to that hotel owner of several hotels in the Mississippi
Okay.
Delta, and
Yep.
their staff, we got hotels that we've set rooms aside to offer that housing for the team.
Okay. Interesting. Well, that was good that you have that relationship. We're able to call on them. It sounds like that they were more than willing to provide some assistance with the accommodations there. Sounds like the team is going to be headed out tomorrow, though, right? If they're going down to Miami for the Orange Bowl, yeah. But as you indicated, they'll be back, and so I suspect next week's game will be local, will be a home game.
Next week game actually is in Memphis.
Okay, so they're on the road again. Okay, well, that's on
Southern Heritage on the road again. But the question is, and we offer the fields as well. We got several public and parochial schools that have practice fields that will fit their need. Of course, it's no Jackson State practice field, but a practice field indeed.
Sure.
And our goal is to just provide what we can in this time of discomfort and this time of need.
Yeah. Well, while we got you, what about your water infrastructure in the city of Greenville? I mean, this is an issue that's not unique to Jackson, as you well know. The entire nation, cities are plagued with aging water and sewer infrastructure.
Yep, it's long overdue, and we applaud the Biden-Harris administration for the bipartisan infrastructure law that we've seen, that it's really funneling down. I know the state received about $4.4 billion. We got sent here in Greenville $7.1 million. I want to thank Lieutenant Governor Deborah Holston and Speaker Gunn for the program that they've put in place. Because we are a city that got over $1 million, we can get a dollar for dollar match to fix our aging water infrastructure and sanitary sewer system. But I can just tell you that 7.1 can turn to 14.2 million. But we have $100 million of unfunded water and sewer projects. So that's just still just a needle in the haystack. So when you think about Jackson, a looming problem of $2 billion. Jackson has an EPA consent decree. Greenville has an EPA consent decree working with our sewer collection systems. Moss Point, Hattiesburg, a lot of places around the Mississippi have these consent decrees where you're fixing the collection systems, of course. You have the Pearl River there in Jackson. Here in Greenville, you got the Mississippi River. So you have those ebbs and flows of the water in the river, and this water seeps underneath the levee. It gets in the collection system. It erodes the piping, and you have these breaks, and you have these problems where you can't supply water to your folks, and you have untreated water. So we applaud the money that is coming from the federal government. But it will take vertical and horizontal integration from a local, a state, and a federal level, but also across the gamut with businesses and everybody having a comprehensive plan how you can attack this issue. These are 50, 60, 70-year issues that all mayors, Jackson, Greenville, Boston, Chicago, across the country are really dealing with these old piping and these 16, 20-inch lines that were put in 1894, 1910, or 1920 that are in need of repair. And you can't tax your people sufficiently to do it. And you don't want to tax your people. We have a standard water bill that has water, sewer, and garbage and trash about $54. To pay for a system that we need over $110 million, we would have to charge our folks $300 per person. So we stopped raising rates about 2 years ago and looking for projects, grant projects, meeting with Senator Wicker, Senator Cindy Highsmith, and Congressman Thompson about the federal vehicles, whether it's the WRDA program, this inflation, the climate act that is coming up, looking for those federal vehicles that we can tap into. Of course, the state has a sewer revolving fund that you can tap into and get a low interest loan. But when you do that, they take the sales tax off the top from our city budgets. And so when you have declining populations, the infrastructure is still the same, and aging infrastructure at that, you have to find creative ways to try to fix it. And so it could be Jackson today, but it could be anyone else tomorrow. And so our goal is, if we are blessed, it's incumbent on us to bless somebody else at this time, because we want to
understand.
Yep.
I understand, Mayor. Appreciate that. It's a fascinating story, and it wouldn't surprise me if this doesn't make its way to the national news. It may already have, but it's a very unique and unusual situation, and I don't know that it's certainly – I can't remember when I've seen such an act, from a city and a city's leadership to help out a university like this, an urban university in a city that's bedeviled with these issues. But you're right. It could happen to anybody because this is a problem across the nation. Mayor, thank you for coming on today. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Mayor Errick Simmons of Greenville, Mississippi, has been our guest on Middays. We'll step aside for a break. We're coming.